Good morning to all of our listeners. It's Wednesday, which means it's the day when we bring to you the Wednesday wisdom. You folks at the Outfield Show stream, are going to cover events from the cricketing world which could be debatable but would definitely pique your curiosity. If you enjoy our show, do give us a follow on Instagram at the Outfield Show stream, on Twitter at Outfield Show, and on YouTube at The Outfield Show. We hope you enjoy today's episode of Wednesday Wisdom. Today, on the Outfield Show stream on Wednesday Wisdom, we'll be covering the story of a great English batsman. Yes, we all know him because he's none other than Kevin Pietersen. We'll be covering his rise and his fall accounting to the Textgate scandal. Kevin Pietersen, a swashbuckling English batsman, a man who made the greatest bowlers look ordinary. The man has more than 14,000 international runs in his kitty in the 9 years he represented his country. Originally of South African origins, Kevin Pietersen was born to an African father and an English mother. There was no such batsman who got such kind of quintessential rebel in the game after the great Vivian Richards, but that changed when KP walked in the middle. Kevin Pietersen made his debut for England in the 2005 Ashes series at Lord's, but controversy followed him as a crowd now went rogue, terming him a traitor, belonging to South Africa, and a lot more. How did he react? He just sat back and laughed and let his bat do the talking, because in the same 2005 Ashes series, in the final test match played at Oval, England were at a lead of 73 runs when Kevin Pietersen, a man with tattoos, I don't care attitude and reinstated swagger, walked into bat. This spoilt looking bully went on and hammered the Australian bowling lineup, scoring 158, comprising of 7 sixes, and took England's lead in excess of 300. Australia's bowling lineup had the likes of Glenn McGrath, Brett Lee, and Shane Warne, the greatest in the world at that time, and it was taken apart courtesy to the daredevilry shown by the innings Kevin Pietersen played. Australia conceded that series to England thanks to Kevin Pietersen's contributions. We have all seen and heard a lot about Kevin Pietersen, the batsman and a player. But what exactly cut short his cricketing career? Kevin Pietersen was found on wrong side of things when the most damning incident, one perhaps that could put an end to his career, happened during England's home series against South Africa in 2012, where Kevin Pietersen was found sending hateful BBM and text messages against the then English captain Andrew Strauss. Kevin Pietersen was also accused to be sharing tactical insights to his South African friends on how to get Strauss out cheaply. He called Strauss a deuce, meaning an idiot in English, but in Afrikaans it meant something much worse. Andrew Strauss was deeply hurt by the incident and he wanted to take it up to Kevin. Kevin Pietersen was coming off a brilliant 100 in the previous game, but had to be subsequently dropped from the 5th test match of the 5 test match series owing to this Textgate incident, which led to England losing the game and also conceding the series. To add salt to the wounds, one thing led to another, as now South Africa replaced England as the number 1 test side. Kevin Pietersen was paying the biggest price as he was not allowed to play for England after January 2014. KP was just 33 then. It did take away important years of his cricketing life and competitive cricket. But you will be wondering, this incident happened in 2012. Kevin Pietersen wasn't allowed to play after 2014. Did he play in those 2 years? Yes, indeed he did. before we venture into the details of that, it's important for our listeners to know the kind of person Kevin Peterson was and the backdrop which led to the Textgate scandal. Kevin Peterson was unarguably the most successful English batsman. KP has a personality that if he walks into a room full of people, people around him will feel as if he owns the room. He is intimidating to some, he is on the face, and he speaks his heart. Being as big a name as he was in English cricket, Kevin Peterson wasn't happy with how the English Cricket Board dealt with him. He constantly felt he wasn't given the amount of respect he deserved. More so, he wasn't happy on how the England and Wales Cricket Board were managing his schedule at that time, he being the second busiest cricketer after Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Despite his repeated requests, the English Cricket Board kept denying added rest periods which KP wanted for professional and personal commitments before and during a series. Don't forget, KP was a senior bloke then, and the English Cricket Board felt that giving preferential treatment would set a wrong example to other members in the squad. In a lot of these discussions was involved the then captain Andrew Strauss, and he did take some of those calls of not letting Kevin Peterson get those rest periods. This made Kevin Peterson feel distanced from the then captain Andrew Strauss and Andy Flower, the then coach, and he wasn't very happy with the way they were dealing with the flamboyant batsman. KP felt sidelined and his frustration grew bigger. This led to KP opening up to players of the opposing team about his captain and the gaps in which English cricket dealt with a senior player. Ego clashes? Maybe. The captain of England disliked Kevin Peterson to an extent. Some said he was jealous of how big a name Kevin Peterson was in the cricketing world. Strauss was adamant that KP apologizes to him and the team or refutes the claims. Soon after the controversy, KP did make it up to Strauss. He went to Strauss's house and buried the hatchet. He also made a public apology. Kevin acknowledged that talking dull about his own captain was a mistake and he should not have done that. But the thing that agitated Kevin Peterson the most was that he was accused of sharing tactical details with Morne Morkel, also involved in the scandal. The South African team was baffled at how the matter was being blown out of proportion, but this allegation could never be proved. The astonishing part here was Kevin Peterson was not immediately dropped from the team. He played the famous tour to India in 2012, where England beat the home side after 1985, KP playing a huge role in the same. It was later, in the next year, when England collapsed in the Ashes 5-0 in 2013-14, Kevin Peterson, still being the highest run getter of that series, was made the scapegoat for a below-par English performance. Peterson shortly after claimed the bullying environment he used to be in. He went on record and said that Matt Pryor was casting a negative influence in the dressing room. He said that the bullying culture was led by Pryor, fostered by Andy Flower. He also went on record and said that the players were abused after making small mistakes. A parody Twitter account was created too, named KP Genius, where Kevin Peterson was constantly bullied, trolled, his loyalty questioned, and often termed him as a South African. During this phase, Kevin Peterson was damaged, broken, and hurt to say the least. He felt that some of his current team members were involved in the parody account, namely Graeme Swann, Tim Bresnan, and Stuart Broad, as the comments on it were too close to the bone and only a person from inside would know such details. Alex Stewart, ex-English player, claimed that Richard Bailey, the creator of the account, had given the passwords to the trio. He added that the then English captain, Alistair Cook, was paralyzed and did not say a word in the post-Ashes meeting at which Kevin Peterson was sacked. The meeting recipients being Kevin Peterson, Alistair Cook, Paul Downton, the managing director of the English Cricket Board, and James Whittaker. Paul Downton averaged 20 himself in Test cricket said that Kevin Peterson batted carelessly in the Ashes. Cook's position as captain was also in question. He had to take the heat, which made him really uncomfortable. There were rumors then that Kevin Peterson would be named vice captain that made Cook wonder if KP can threaten his position in the long run given his proficiency with the bat if he replaced Matt Pryor as the current vice captain. Cook, according to Kevin Peterson, would always choose the safer option, protecting his own test career after the debacle, and didn't mouth the word in that meeting. This was the end. Kevin Peterson was sacked after this meeting. Strauss-led English Cricket Board also had reservations in allowing Kevin Peterson to play for the cash-rich IPL, as the English Cricket Board did not want to set a wrong example and wanted players to put the country first over the IPL. England playing a series at that time, English Cricket Board did have some reservations but finally allowed Kevin Peterson to participate. Kevin Peterson was disappointed that Cook did not back him up, knowing that he was the most successful batsman of the failed series. Kevin Peterson often extended help and support whenever Alistair Cook needed it during the Ashes debacle. Kevin Peterson, though a fighter, did not give up his hopes of playing for England again, but with no luck. It's easy to say, just laugh it off, it's only Twitter. But when it's going out to hundreds and thousands of people and belittling you, it's difficult. The England side may claim to have been a tight unit, but during that period it seemed like they were trying to disrupt Kevin to squeeze him out. They were dismantling his personality in a jokey, immature fashion. To do something like that, they must have felt they were indestructible, that they could get by without him, but they could not. There is no way anybody else could have played that innings in Mumbai of 186 the following winter to get England back in the series. But after you've heard this Kevin Peterson story, did Kevin Peterson pay the price of being himself? Well, it's for you guys to decide. Because on 16th March 2018, Kevin Peterson retired, making his 2014 Ashes game the final one in England shirt. Thank you to our listeners to be tuning in to this episode of Wednesday Wisdom. If you enjoy our show, do give us a follow on Instagram at the Outfield Show Stream and on Twitter at Outfield Show. We also go live along with the match for a live play along. We'd love to hear your opinions on the same and join us. So do follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube as well at the Outfield Show and be a part of it.